All right, back to work on the GL1000. Haven't done a whole lot to it, but order parts. So now it's officially time. I've got to get to work on it. So first thing I'm gonna do is kind of go over all the stuff I've got for it. I think I had a video on the exhaust, and that might have been it. I actually started to make a video taking the bike apart, pulling off the fake cover, fuel cover, some of that stuff. But after I started making the video, I lost some of the footage. So yeah, there's a lot. I think turn signals, so not a ton of stuff, but I pulled off some of the stuff off the back, removed the seat, which I'm going to reuse this seat. So, but yeah, that's kind of where it sits as of right now. I'll cut back in here in just a second. I'm going to start kind of unboxing the stuff that I have so far for it and kind of set everything up. Like I said, I think I've went over the tires, the exhaust. I don't think I made one on the rear shocks yet down there. I've got the headlight, the LED headlight with turn signals, rear fender, grips are setting up there on the bike. Handlebars are down here, along with a bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna get all this stuff set out, kind of go over it, and then continue stripping this bike down to where I want it, so I can get pieces painted and start putting it back together. Cut back in a minute. All right, I think I have most of the stuff kind of thrown out here. Like I said, probably the biggest thing, the rear tires. This is probably gonna be my next priority, making sure that fits, because if not, I'll have to order another one. So that's a big one. Here's the original kind of framework for the fuel tank, or faux tank, that you see is off the bike. So I'm really hoping that these pieces here, which I haven't even opened up yet, but I'm really hoping that these fit this new tank. So this piece here I'm actually probably the most excited for, because it would actually fill, I don't know if in the last videos you guys might have seen, but there was a pretty nasty gap somewhere in here-ish. I want to say it's about in there, that seat actually doesn't cover up. So I think that back piece comes to like right in here somewhere. But let me see if I can. Let me see if I can drop all this on me while I try to get this out. Sorry. I know you guys probably love that sound. There's the rear fender, which I will not be using. And let me get this out here so I can kind of show what I'm planning to do here. So kind of what I want to do, or what I'm hoping I can do, is this is the original framework that mounts up there. So I'm thinking that this will go right in here, which, look at that, fits perfect. The actual bolts are even here. So that ought to bolt right in there, which will fill that gap up nicely. It may still have a spot here, but not near the hole that was there without it. So that's basically what you could see there by the fuel tank up there. So it'd be nice to have this piece here to cover that up. And then what I'm really truly hoping is that these panels, and most importantly, this one here. Sorry, I know the video quality, it's gonna suck a little bit here, but bear with me. After I get this one opened up, I may cut back on the other ones, but truly just want to see if this is going to work. Sorry guys. What I'm hoping to do may not work. Crap. So what I'm wanting to happen is I'm wanting to be able to use this here for my new tins, I guess is if you want to call it that. This piece here is pretty straight outside of a small ding in here, but it is metal, so I think I can tap that out. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this all, looking online, I think these side covers will fit. But as far as how this all goes together, this portion here may not work. So, sorry guys, I may have to cut a lot of this out, but yeah, crap. What I was originally wanting to do may not work. The good news is this is metal, so it may be a matter of combining the two. You know, welding that up, grinding it down. Like I said, this is metal. This one here is also metal. So even the pitch there is not quite right. So let me cut back here in just a second. I'm going to try to see if these side pieces will actually mount up on this framework. If none of this will work, worst case scenario, I think I can get this middle piece online for like 30-40 bucks, and you know, then try to come up with something out of the two of them. So this is probably one of the biggest parts, because I really do not want to go with all this crap. I want this to be smooth, flush, where it sits up there on the tank. So let me cut back here in just a second. Let me see if this is going to work. So after kind of putting this together, I got one side mocked up here, but it's not actually going to work. Where these mount up, I got them slid all the way down as far as I can, and then when I go to close it, you can see where it's hitting right there. Originally, I thought maybe I'd be able to put those on and then still be able to use these bolting, or the right here where it screws in, but it's actually off quite a bit. It's almost like the back needs to come up probably like a good inch. So shoot, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this piece, the actual framework for these body panels. Again, I got these because they're really straight. Yeah, paint's not the greatest, but I don't care. I'm gonna take a strip them all the way down, and this will all be repainted anyway. But so isn't exactly the fitment I needed, but you guys can kind of see the idea would be all this is nice and smooth, clean, nice lines. There's a possibility I can use this frame, maybe. I want to look at the ones online before I spend a lot of time messing with this, because what I could do is basically take this all out, cut all this down, and kind of do the same here. I mean, I can cut, I don't want to get too crazy with it, but I mean, I could take some of this maybe down. Still doesn't really help me there. I'd have to move that whole hole down into about here, which is in an odd spot. So yeah, I think I'm gonna look online and see what I can come up with for the framework before I get too far into this. But again, the finished product, something like this, the Speedo is gonna mount here. I think the speedometer is here somewhere. I don't know where yet. I haven't opened that up. So, but yeah, that's kind of the idea that I'm shooting for. That'll clean all that up, get rid of all that. I'll have a single small speedometer, which I think is in one of these boxes here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these all up and have them all ready, and then we'll kind of go over the parts. All right, so got all the parts lined up out here. Basically, I've got everything from wheel bearings, fork seals, more wheel bearings. I think those are the dust caps, or those are dust seals. These are fork seals. I think these might be rear. I don't know if these are front or rear, but anyway, those are your triple tree or up on your neck bearings, or what do you want to call them. Here's the other wheel. So all the bearings, basically to redo everything on that side. These are the shocks that we ended up going with. They actually, I think, are going to look really good on the bike. Pretty clean. They're Handler brand, so I've never used these, but they're supposed to be direct fit. They look like they're going to be. They're actually threaded even here on the back side. So basically, you pull that top bushing out, and they'll bolt right in place. So hoping that's the case. Going over the exhaust, that's probably the most exciting part on the whole bike is the exhaust. I'm really excited to get that on the bike, so I think it ought to be awesome. Handlebars, these are just Bitwell bars. They're actually very, very, very similar to what's on the bike. If not, they're just a touch straighter, I guess. They don't have quite as much pullback, but darn near identical. These are blacked out, so that'll be really nice. This is the Speedo. So this is a GPS driven Speedo. It's got the little GPS piece that you mount all the wiring for it. So kind of the plan, or what I'm wanting to do, and I'm hoping this all works out, is basically this is going to mount right there. So it's going to be really, really tight. It's going to be right up against, I think, the lines on this. Trying to get a good, maybe I can set it in there a little bit, but kind of give you an overhead there. I mean, you can see how snug that's going to be right on those edges. So I'm hoping I can work all that out. I really think I can. I think that'll look awesome sitting in there. So really excited to do that. This will be kind of my first GPS driven Speedo. So excited about trying that out, seeing how that works. If it works, hopefully we'll use some more in the future. Next, I actually bought this mostly for the hardware. This is an LED cheap headlight. So, but it doesn't have, one, it's not a LED, it's a halogen in the middle with LED sights, but it's only, they're not turn signals, they're just light up with the light on loading. So I plan to use the housing and everything there, and kind of this will be the actual headlight that will go in that housing. So this headlight, it's got your high-low, all LED, and then it's also got your turn signal indicators, and all the wiring for that. So it's also got this nice little pigtail for an extension, which if you need it. So be kind of cool. We'll see how that all works out, but I think that looks like a really good headlight. So we'll see. I haven't actually used that brand, so again, it's a cheapie off of Amazon. Or actually, this one might have came from eBay as well. I can't remember if I got this in Amazon or eBay. But again, I'll try to put links to everything that I have here and where I got them. Like I said, majority, I think everything here as of right now, I think I got off eBay so far. So going on to the next part. I've used Six Sigma several times on multiple bikes. Their jet kits are awesome. They send really good instructions as far as, you know, what you're running, what jets to start with, and, you know, how to set your carb up. So this kit actually comes with all 4 carburetors. So we've got, I don't know how well you guys can see in there, each one are numbered. Like this one's 4. You got, looks like 3 behind that. So all the parts are in here for each carburetor. As far as the jet portion of it. So this will be to rejet it to make up the difference with the pipes and whatnot. So, and possibly air filter. I'm not 100% sure what we're running for an air filter yet. That's still one thing that we got to do. Next part, here's the grips. These are just cheap regular grips, so nothing special there. Again, I went over the bodywork portion. Here's the rear fender that I'm going to cut down, and the rear tail light. So this tail light actually will sit right up. I'm going to try to do this without, sorry for a second guys, but so basically this tail light will mount just like that. So actually mounts really well, pretty clean, and that gives you kind of the rear view of it. So I think it'll look decent. Again, I've got to cut this fender down, but cut it to the length that I want it. But then again, we've seen the tires. I think that pretty much covers everything that I have so far. You know, some of the big stuff will be really just getting this thing stripped down, getting the forks rebuilt, and a lot of the rest of it's just going to be paint, getting the engine done, blacked out. I probably won't put some of this chrome back on. Like these crash bars probably won't go back on the bike. Some of that kind of stuff we'll probably try to minimize a lot of that, and really just clean up what's here and just make it look new again. So but yeah, that's kind of the next process will be getting all these parts organized and set up, and then bringing the bike back out here and tearing it down. So we'll see how far it goes. I'm really not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet with the motor. Typically I pull the engine completely out and paint them that way. So most likely that's probably how this one will go. We'll see. So anyway, anybody has any questions, again, I'm going to try to link everything that I've got here for the bike. So you know, that should be in the description on this video. And again, if you guys like the content, love it if you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Thanks again for watching.